When Tom Felton first stepped into the polished shoes of Draco Malfoy in the globally beloved Harry Potter film series, he likely had no idea that one seemingly simple line would go on to define a generation of fans. Years after the final film wrapped, Felton is now opening up about the unexpected legacy of one of Draco's most quoted moments, and his reaction is as charmingly surprised as you might expect. In a recent reflection, the actor admitted he had no idea that a particular Draco Malfoy line had become so iconic. For fans, however, that line is practically sacred, a snippet of dialogue that has transcended the screen, embedding itself into memes, TikToks, and everyday conversations. So how did a single line from a Slytherin schoolboy become one of the most recognizable quotes in pop culture? And why does it still resonate so strongly today? Let's dive into the magic. The line that took on a life of its own. Among the many memorable moments delivered by Draco Malfoy, one line stands out above the rest. "My father will hear about this." Simple, sharp, delivered with aristocratic indignation, and apparently, completely underestimated by the actor who brought it to life. According to Tom Felton, the line wasn't treated as anything particularly special during filming. It was just another piece of dialogue meant to reinforce Draco's privileged upbringing and constant reliance on his powerful father, Lucius Malfoy. But audiences saw something more. Over time, the line evolved into a cultural shorthand for entitlement, sass, and comedic exaggeration. It became a meme, a reaction, a personality trait, and Felton, he was completely caught off guard. Tom Felton's honest reaction: "I had no clue." In interviews and fan conventions, Tom Felton has repeatedly expressed his surprise at the enduring popularity of that line. "I had no idea," he admitted, laughing. "At the time, it just felt like another day at work. I didn't think it would become something people would still be quoting years later." That humility is part of what makes Felton so beloved among fans. While many actors might lean into the legacy of such a famous line, Felton approaches it with genuine astonishment, almost as if he's discovering its impact alongside the audience. It's a refreshing reminder that sometimes, the biggest cultural moments are the ones no one plans. Why this line became so iconic. So what exactly made "My father will hear about this" so unforgettable? 1. It perfectly captures Draco's character. From the very beginning of the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, Draco Malfoy is portrayed as privileged, arrogant, and deeply reliant on his family's status. This line distills all of that into one sentence. It tells you everything you need to know about Draco. He's used to getting his way. He's not above using threats. And he leans heavily on his father's influence. It's character building at its finest. 2. Delivery matters, and Felton nailed it. A line is only as powerful as its delivery, and Tom Felton brought just the right mix of smugness and frustration to make it unforgettable. His tone, somewhere between a complaint and a warning, turned a simple sentence into a comedic gem. Fans didn't just hear the line, they felt it. That subtle performance choice is a big part of why the quote stuck. 3. Meme culture gave it new life. In the age of social media, iconic lines don't just live in films, they evolve. "My father will hear about this" has been turned into countless memes, used as a sarcastic comeback, repurposed in modern contexts far removed from Hogwarts. On platforms like TikTok and Twitter, the line has become shorthand for exaggerated entitlement or mock outrage. And because it's so versatile, it keeps finding new audiences, even among people who may not have grown up with the films. 4. Nostalgia plays a huge role. For millions of fans, the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and the films that followed represent a cornerstone of childhood. Hearing or quoting Draco's line instantly transports them back to midnight book releases, cinema premieres, growing up alongside the characters. That emotional connection amplifies the line's impact. It's not just funny, it's nostalgic. Draco Malfoy, more than just a villain. While the line itself is iconic, it also points to something deeper about Draco Malfoy as a character. Initially introduced as a classic school bully, Draco evolves significantly over the course of the series. By the time we reach Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2, he's no longer just a spoiled antagonist, he's a conflicted young man caught in circumstances beyond his control. That complexity is part of why fans remain so invested in him. And ironically, the same line that once symbolized his arrogance now serves as a reminder of how far he's come. Tom Felton's relationship with the role. For Tom Felton, playing Draco Malfoy wasn't just a job, it was a defining chapter of his life. He grew up on set, forming close bonds with co-stars like Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter. Emma Watson, Hermione Granger. Rupert Grint, Ron Weasley. Despite portraying a character who often clashed with the trio, Felton has always spoken warmly about the camaraderie behind the scenes. And perhaps that's why he remains so connected to the fandom. The power of fan interpretation. One of the most fascinating aspects of this story is how fans can elevate a moment beyond its original intent. For the filmmakers, the line was just a way to reinforce Draco's personality. For fans, it became a comedic catchphrase, a cultural reference, a symbol of a beloved character. This transformation highlights the collaborative nature of storytelling. Once a story is released into the world, it no longer belongs solely to its creators, it belongs to the audience. Felton embraces the legacy. While he may not have predicted the line's popularity, Tom Felton has fully embraced it. At fan events, he often jokes about the quote and even recreates it for audiences. Rather than distancing himself from the role, he leans into it, celebrating the joy it continues to bring. "I think it's brilliant," he's said in past appearances. "If something we did years ago still makes people smile, that's a win." It's a perspective that resonates deeply with fans, who appreciate his genuine gratitude and humility. The enduring magic of Harry Potter. The continued popularity of Draco's line is just one example of the lasting impact of the Harry Potter film series. Decades after the first film's release, the franchise remains a cultural touchstone, a source of comfort and nostalgia, a shared language among fans worldwide. From spells like Expelliarmus to quotes like Draco's infamous line, the series has left an indelible mark on pop culture. Why moments like this matter? At first glance, it might seem surprising that such a simple line could achieve iconic status. But moments like this remind us of the power of storytelling. How small details can resonate in big ways. How performances can elevate even the simplest dialogue. And how audiences play a role in shaping a story's legacy. For Tom Felton, it's a humbling realization. For fans, it's a testament to the magic of the world they fell in love with. Final thoughts. From throwaway line to timeless classic. In the end, the story of Draco Malfoy's iconic line is a perfect example of how unpredictability fuels pop culture. What was once just another piece of dialogue has become a meme, a memory, a symbol of a character fans can't get enough of. And the fact that Tom Felton himself had no idea only makes it more special. Because sometimes, the most magical moments aren't the ones carefully planned, they're the ones that grow organically, fueled by the love and creativity of fans. So the next time you hear someone dramatically declare, "My father will hear about this," remember, you're not just quoting a line. You're participating in a legacy. A legacy that even Draco Malfoy himself never saw coming.